Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, J-Rock. I'm back here again with another video. And as you can tell with the title, I'm here to discuss what is the best unit in PvP right now. Like, who is the strongest unit for PvP? The overall greatest unit, basically. And I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, after playing on so many different accounts, right? Shout out to all the people that let me play on their accounts, right? I'm playing with a lot of different units and a lot of different like team compositions. Um and also obviously just playing a lot of PvP just in general, I was able to kind of gather a lot of information and kind of come up to the conclusion of, what is the best PvP unit and who's currently just the top of the list right now in the game. And honestly, let me give a shout out to Vil right now. I'm on my friend Vil's account. This is not my account. I do plan on streaming later. It will be from his account getting into Kage League. So stay tuned to that if you guys want to watch that. But anyway, so yeah, what is the best PvP unit right now? And I had time thinking about this. People were, there's a lot of different opinions. Obviously, you have the FE units. You have this Blazing Bash, Minato. I don't have him. Well, he doesn't have him as account. I don't have him either. But I'm sure if you guys know what this Blazing Bash Obito does by now. If not, this is his stats basically right here. Which I would say he's probably one of the best, if not the best. But I'm not gonna call him the best, personally, because he's probably one of the best Blazing Bash units to use in PvP. But I'm not gonna call him the overall best unit for PvP. And yesterday when I was streaming, if you guys were in there, I was playing on my friend Hashi's account, right? Get into S10, and now his account doesn't have that many units, right? But what it does have is two Final Valley Sasuke's. Okay, and literally that entire time while I was streaming, I don't even think I paid attention to the game like for more than like a few seconds. But I got onto like a 20 plus win streak, and I really wasn't even trying to, like I was not paying attention. And it's because, in my opinion, it's because I didn't have to pay attention. When you have Final Valley Sasuke, okay, which personally I believe him to be the best unit in PvP. And now I wouldn't say he always was. When he first came out, he wasn't always the best unit by any means. But today, in today's meta, I would say he kind of earned that spot. Now, back in the day, right, we had units like Blazing Bash Hinata that came out. When she came out, she was undeniably the greatest unit in PvP, right? People were running teams of three of her, teams of just six, and were able to win games super easily with just running her alone. Now, after quite some time, this Bravery Madara was released, and obviously when he released, I mean, we all know he straight up dominated the whole PvP scene. For a while, that's all you saw was just straight up six-path moderate teams. People were running two, people were running three, some people were even running four or more. So it got a little bit out of hand with six-path moderate. And at one point, he was declared to be the greatest PvP unit, just like Hinata was. But I would say now he's kind of like he's past his prime now. He's good still. I would still call him viable, but definitely not the best PvP unit like how he was months ago. Now, when these Final Valley units first came out, they came out obviously during second anniversary, but they came out together. Now, my opinion about who was the best unit for PvP back then was way different than it is now. Like, in my opinion, I thought the FE Naruto, and which back then he was the greatest unit. Don't get me wrong. Because he was the perfect counter to what the meta was. FE Naruto used to be the best unit in PvP. He no longer is. Now, when he came out, it was at a time when Six Pack Moderer was being ran like in the threes basically. People just got finished summoning off the Kabuto banner that had him featured on it, and people were just running like teams of three and everything like that, and people were just easily dominating with that. But when this Naruto came out, he was such a great counter to that Madara. For one, obviously he's faster, has way more HP, and he also had the 40% damage reduction from Bravery. Now, if that wasn't enough, obviously he had a vast range AoE jutsu that's ignore substitution. So basically back then, the biggest problem with PvP was, and with Modder, when you face against these 6-pack Modder teams, was dodging and just dying so fast, right? They had this great AoE damage, and obviously the damage reduction they gave each other, but that's a different thing. Um, Back then he was the best unit for that meta, the best PvP unit for the meta. But obviously, as time changes, so does the meta. New units come out, things change, and units become better. Um, in this case, I would say the Final Valley Sasuke got way better for the meta now. Now, Final Valley Sasuke, as if you've been playing for since anniversary, you may know that originally he didn't have this the damage boost that he has now. He did not have that 40% damage boost. Before it used to be 25%, but Bandai did buff it up to 40% during New Year's, which honestly made him shot up way further into the onto the tiers of great units. So now with 40% damage boost, I mean, like 25% was still really good, but I mean 40%, man, just kind of just it's probably a little bit too much if we're being honest. They didn't have to do 40%. Let's be honest. They could have at least done like maybe 30%. Not like he needed the buff, but I mean, come on, man. Nowadays, man, I honestly, I don't know. I don't think two FE Naruto's on a team is that effective anymore, right? Like back then, I'd be like, oh, you running two Final Valley Naruto's? That's crazy good. That's cancer or whatever, right? But I think that might be more of a hindrance to your team nowadays, more than anything actually. Like at most, I'll probably run maybe one FE Naruto. I mean, I only have one FE Naruto on my actual account, but even with this account, right, that I'm playing for, I don't even think I would run to when I stream today, unless people want to see. I don't think I would even run to because I run into the problem of Final Valley Sasuke. Like this Naruto can easily die within 2 jutsus. If I get hit by Final Valley Sasuke, they get both my Narutos. You know the range of Final Valley Sasuke. You hit half the map, right? And all it's gonna take is like one more Final Valley jutsu, probably from another Sasuke or a Naruto, to go ahead and just finish them off. And the thing is, right, Naruto is a type disadvantage against Sasuke, so he can't do that same damage. You know, he can't do that same damage to Sasuke like he can. And nowadays, like, I mean, yeah, having that 40% damage reduction against bravery and wisdom, it's nice to have. It is, you know, pretty cool to have that. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's just if it was damage reduction to body now too, I would say it would be really good. But he doesn't have that, so he literally gets just melted easily. Even 45,000 HP is a lot, but in today's standards, when you got FE Sasuke running around and other units that just deal so much damage now, it's not as much as you think. So obviously, in my opinion, right now, Final Valley Sasuke is easily the greatest unit in PvP, hands down. Like this Minato, Laser Match Minato, he's obviously very good, right? We know what he offers to the team. He's obviously very fast and everything like that, but 3 and 6 chakra, he could like hit triple seal, chakra seal, switch seal, and everything like that. It's really, really good. But as an overall unit, I have to say that maybe Sasuke might be better. It's close, right? Obviously, Minato Namikaze cannot deal the same kind of AoE damage that Sasuke do. He can't deal as much damage, but he does have the speed. He does have the 3 and 6 chakra cost. So we could kind of say he's a really great unit, but better than FE Sasuke? I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that much. I would say he's probably the second best unit for PvP. And now, mind you, right? Sasuke's not even a Blazing Mash unit. He's just a Blazing Festival. But, I mean, just the sheer amount of damage he can do, man. Like, and obviously the range, like, most people can't run from that. And there's really not much you could do sometimes against that. Like, you would honestly have to have a counter to this Sasuke. And what people are doing now, right? A great counter to this FE Sasuke that people are running. I wouldn't call it the greatest counter, but it's like it's what we have now as a counter is the Blazing Bash Naruto. Hold on, I'll pick him up real quick. The Blazing Bash Naruto, the one that recently just got a limit break, the skill one. Now he could one-shot this Sasuke. If if I remember correctly, he can. Um, and if not, I think all you need is like just a little bit of attack boost or maybe a combo attack to do so. But he's obviously not the be-all end-all solution to a Final Valley Sasuke. The biggest thing about him is obviously he's 5 chakra costs and everything like that. And nowadays, you know what I'm saying, like 5 chakra costs is just a little bit kind of detrimental and maybe just too slow nowadays in the meta. But if you are able to get him off and get his jutsu off, it's very effective, especially against that the Sasuke. Oh, I didn't even know he had a mobilization resistance abilities. It's actually pretty good. So I guess it's good against Kid and Sasuke, but it's slow. You know what I'm saying? He's not as slow as a unit, but just getting that jutsu might be slow, and him being skill type, you know, can get easily countered by you know, Blazing Bash Obito. And apparently, you know, when you run units that are 5 and 10, no, 5 and, is it 5 and 10? Yeah, it'll be 5 and 10 chakra costs. You normally want to have their jutsu, so you normally want to have them in the front row most of the time. But it's just like he's get easily countered by Blazing Bash Obito, which is obviously one of the you know, one of the relevant units nowadays. As long as, you know, as well as the new Sage Mode Naruto, so he could get countered pretty easily, I feel like. Now, currently, Final Valley Sasuke, if you have one of him, consider yourself lucky. If you have 2 of him, you're honestly gonna run this show in PvP easily. Like 2 Final Valley Sasuke's is just crazy amount of damage. Maybe 3 might be a little bit too much, and it might actually be a little bit detrimental for your team. I wouldn't say to run 3 if you have 3. Definitely don't run 3. I mean, I definitely don't want to face it anyway. I doubt anybody here wants to face against 3 Final Valley Sasuke's, but I wouldn't think it's that viable. It might just be more of a hindrance to your team. Personally, just because, you know, you kind of, by running 3 Final Valley Sasuke, you're kind of losing spots for like other really good utility units, like possibly like a Blazing Bash Obito or Minato or Kid and Sasuke, or even the Sage Mode Naruto that we just got. I'd say the best to be run is at 2. Now, obviously, like, I don't encourage people to run double units. I mean, a lot of people don't like running, you know, facing against that. But at the same time, I do understand why people do it. You know, people who run double units most of the time, you know, contrary to popular belief, like, they're not whales. Like, they're mostly free-to-play people, and they don't have that many units to choose from, so they are kind of left to use of what they have. And if that's double Minato, if that's double Final Valley Naruto, double FE Sasuke, I can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Bandai, with the revamping in PP, have not addressed in the slightest copies of a single unit on the team. So I guess it's just part of the gameplay, man. It's just something we're just gonna have to get used to and whatnot. I mean, it is what it is. I would much rather it just be everyone just limited to use 1 of each unit, you know. But that's just not how the game rules are, I guess, and that's not how the way Bandai wants the game to be played. So it is what it is. But obviously we desperately need a counter to this Sasuke, man, because he just gives easy wins to people. Having 2 of him is just so dominant. You have 2 of them, you're literally, like I said, you're winning most of your matches. You're gonna win more than you lose, and that's a fact. So hopefully we might see a decent kind of like skill unit coming out that might be like a proper counter to this FE Sasuke, because in my opinion right now, this Sasuke's running the show. And I know we're getting a Super Impact Ashura soon. He could be a good skill unit possibly. He could possibly be that unit we're looking for. Maybe. But if not him, maybe even the Blazing Festival that we might be getting very soon, which people, you know, are believing it might actually be Indra. Now, it could make sense. It could be a counter to Sasuke, but if it's not, man, he's still gonna run the show. So, yeah, like I said, I don't think 2 Final Valley Narutos is that viable now. So if people have 2 of them, man, I wouldn't even run it, to be honest with you. I just don't think. I think it's easily countered now. 2 Final Valley Narutos would be good way back then when dots was very relevant, in like the 6-path Madara meta. But now that like you're facing against like maybe 1 6-path Madara at most. And yeah, there are units that can dodge, but like I can see this being less useful now. I mean, yeah, you could bring up the argument that like, well, I have 2 Final Valley Narutos and I could easily counter like double Rinnegan Madara just with 2 jutsus. Yeah, that's true. You could do that, but at the same time, like, you're probably not gonna run into too many of the double Rinnegan Madara nowadays in the higher Kage leagues, just because of how the meta's changing. I never really thought he was that great of a unit for PvP. That six-pack Madara, the double Rinnegan one. But now it's kind of just like, now that you got the new stage by Naruto that could ignore dodge and one-shot him, he's probably gonna be less used now. So with that being said, I would definitely rank this Sasuke to be the best unit in PvP right now. Guys, if you can, if he ever does come back, features as a banner, summon, brother, summon. You're gonna want it. You're gonna want it. If you don't have him, you definitely are missing out, because this is easily the best unit, and I'm at least grateful that I have at least one of him on my actual Blazing account. So I'm very grateful for that. I can't imagine if I had two. That would just be complete destruction, but I'm glad I at least have one. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and also comment in the comments below on what you think about the who you think the best Blazing Bash or best unit for PvP is. And do you agree with my opinion right here, or do you have other opinions? And if so, leave it in the comments below, and we'll speak about it. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, enjoyed, and as always, guys, I don't really have an outro, so see you.